See sucker soup on a hot summer day. Coffee comes back in a nerve-wracking way. The dishes and laundry take the garbage out. What a day, what a day, what a day.
Well, welcome to Capital Region today. I'm so glad that you're joining us today. And the month is almost over, but I'm sure you hit some graduations and maybe even some weddings this month. Who knows? We have a great lineup today. Oh, and I'm Ann Pearlie, your host and producer of this show. We have the Bluebillies on, and I have to say, they have the what is it? Listen Up, favorite folk bluegrass artist. They got the Eddies Award. They're the Bluebillies, and they're going to be on our show today, and they're going to perform. We're going to hear them, and you'll be able to find out where they're appearing next. And then we're talking about the Harbinger Theatre, and they have a play coming up, and I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that, but it has something to do with somebody with a hat. Okay, guys? Did I do it right? Okay, good. And then we're going to be talking about Amorak Youth. It's an organization that helps youth along with Women's Voices, which is over at the Gloversville Theater, I believe. And then the Electric City Art Contest is coming up, and I think that runs through October, but we'll find more about that from Craig. And then the Schenectady Rotary, which does so many good things in our community, is going to be having a tournament, a Cornhole tournament, and it's a fundraiser. So get your team together, but we're going to be hearing about that later in the show. So we're going to start right out with the Bluebillies. And how did you get your name? Because you're bluegrass and hillbillies, or what?
You are the first person that hit it right on the head. Yep.
Did I really?
Yes.
Oh, sure, everybody.
We played bluegrass, we played hillbilly music, and we just compressed them together.
I love the name. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw your name.
That was Melody's
So what
idea.
was it like to compete with the Eddies?
Scary. There were so many great
performers.
We got nominated. We didn't win this year. We won the Listen Up Awards.
Listen Up, and I did hold that up. I won't keep it. They got the Listen Up Award.
Yeah.
See, right there.
The Eddies is terrific. And
Yeah.
They do such a great job with it. I think Jim Goudet and the Railroad Boys won
The Eddies.
the Eddie for our
Your
slice of
yeah, whatever.
this year. So it was very, very exciting.
Yeah. So it was it fun to compete?
Sure. I mean,
To get nominated, of course, was great.
never thought we'd win it.
I never thought we'd get nominated, so that was exciting enough.
Shocked.
How long have you been playing
Competition
together?
is scary.
Well, Mark and I have been playing together for 30-some years.
Okay.
1984.
Okay. You remember when that happened?
I do.
You better not forget that either,
I was
Mark.
playing at a bar in Connecticut, and she was the bartender, and we met that night, and we started dating, and we got married a year later, and we've been singing together ever since.
How great that is. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Who are you down there?
I'm the new
And how are
guy.
you part of this threesome here?
Yes, I'm the new guy. But I've been about
Couple of years?
four years.
4 years
maybe.
now. Greg's been with us.
Okay, you've been with him. Great.
So I
Okay,
play
good.
lead guitar and I sing a little bit.
Good. So what are you going to sing for us today?
We're going to do one that Melody wrote.
Oh, you're a songwriter as well.
Yeah. We love the roots music, country and bluegrass and old-timey, and it fits in with what we like. We like songs about ordinary, everyday people.
Yeah.
And their problems and their triumphs,
That's what country music is all about. I mean, that's the only reason I like it. I can tell what's going on in the song. I know there's a beginning and there's an end, maybe.
There will be an end to the song.
There was a tradition in our house that on our anniversary every year, Mel writes a song for us.
Oh, nice.
For me. And
So you have
this was-
34 songs?
Yeah, some of them aren't very good, but many of them are really good. And this is the one that she wrote last year, where we're coming out of COVID, and I was having a real hard time at my day job, and Melody wrote this song to cheer me
Okay.
up. It's called-
Okay, what's the name of it?
Willow and the Oak.
Okay, Willow and the Oak.
Working hard each weekday, dragging home each night, putting up with bosses and people so uptight, so pretty when you left here, work so hard now. Sorry, sometimes things look black. You and me in our blue heaven, with troubles all around. Just when we think we're flying, that's when we hit the ground. Though hurtful words are sometimes spoken, and dreams go up in smoke, we're always gonna be alright. 'Cause I'm the willow, you're the oak. I'm the willow that leads to you, and away from trouble's hand. You're the oak tree so resilient, standing tall against the wind. And I'll let you in on something, and I tell you it's no joke. We're always gonna be alright. 'Cause I'm the willow, you're the oak. I'm the willow that leads to you, and away from trouble's hand. You're the oak tree so resilient, standing tall against the wind. And I'll let you in on something, and I tell you it's no joke. We're always gonna be alright. 'Cause I'm the willow, you're the oak. Yes, we're always gonna be in love. 'Cause I'm the willow, you're the oak.
That is a winner. I love the metaphor and I love the music.
Made me
Very,
cry like
very
a baby when she wrote it for me, I'll tell you.
I'll bet you did. So you did the music and the lyrics. Amazing woman. Yes.
Chanel keeps it all together for us.
That's good. She's a band leader, actually.
Yes,
So you usually have 4 in your group, don't you? Or do you? Yeah. Who's missing?
We usually have a fiddler
Okay.
named Frank Orsini,
Okay.
but we play with various other fiddlers as well.
Okay. Good.
And of
Now
course,
this-
we're always proud to have Greg with us because Greg is a successful solo artist in his own right. He just
Oh,
released
really?
a new album, so.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Wow.
what's the name of your album?
It's called Greg Bucking.
Okay.
Very hard to remember. I do solo shows and duo shows with my original stuff as well. It's my
So you're a performer too? Yeah. So you kind of teamed up with them, but you still do your own thing.
Yes.
Good. Have to keep in touch with you. So, where are you appearing? Tell me about where you're appearing.
Well, the next show I can think of where this show, your show will be out.
Okay.
Will be July 21st
Okay,
at the Strand
That's
in
in a
Hudson
month, yeah.
Falls.
The Strand Theater in Hudson Falls.
Theater in
Okay.
Hudson
They're
Falls.
calling it the Roots in there. So
Okay.
we're going to be appearing there 7 o'clock.
It's a variety show. We're one of the bands there.
good. Well, I hope I hear that you're going to be an old song next year, maybe.
Oh, thank you. That would be
Yeah.
great. It'd be an
Yeah,
honor.
because you've got a great sound. You really do. And I don't know why you didn't win first prize. You know, really.
Next year.
Yeah,
need to win
I did
everything.
watch some of your music on YouTube, and I thought it was very good. I like your style, and I like the fact that you do some of the old timey stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah. What are your favorite songs to play, or do you have any other than your ones that you write? So when you talk traditional, what would be your favorite?
What's your favorite?
Well, mine is Johnny Cash.
He
I was
likes to
going
do
to say
Yeah.
Man in Black over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Melody does a lot of Carter family
Oh,
songs.
the Carter
for
family,
families.
June Carter, and well,
Yeah. Some modern country songs that were written in Nashville within the last 20 years.
that's modern, I guess.
For
I
us.
compared to some of it.
We used to joke that we only do songs by dead people, but recently we've expanded it
You
into
found a
people
few.
Yeah,
within
we
the
let
last
some of
50
them
years.
Yeah, and there's such good music out there, and I have a leaning towards country music, mainly because I say most of the times I can understand the words and I can understand what they're saying and what the purpose of the song is, and they have so much fun with the titles that you got to enjoy that. But there's a lot of touching. Chris Stapleton, of course, is moving right up there with some really great music, and he does write his own as well.
And there's a lot of a new wave of folk writers, singer-songwriters that are out there. There's Mary Gaucher and Jamie Lee Harris, and just so many people. And they're writing these beautiful songs that they just express what's going on, and they're no nonsense. The words are no
Yeah,
nonsense.
that's what I like. I like to hear more of that. So, it kind of makes me, when I'm driving, it's like, oh, that's really neat. I want to thank you all for being here and for sharing such a beautiful song with us that you wrote and you put the lyrics to. And I love, like I said, I love the metaphor. And I think about, as I was listening to that, I could think of so many times when my husband, it was the oak and the willow, so that was really nice.
Glad.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Ann.
You'll win next year.
Good.
Thank you for being here. I'm going to switch over here to Harbinger Theatre. Oh my goodness, Patrick White didn't make it, but we do have Adam here. Yes, he's the director. And Mr. Quinones is here. You're also a graphic artist, I see, because I just really enjoy the posters that you made for the show.
Yeah.
Okay, now, Adam, what's the name of
Brian.
this show? I'm Brett. Say Adam. Why do you say Adam?
It's only been 30 years, Adam. I don't know. Because I look like
I
Adam.
know him so well.
Adam
Why did
Coons and I look alike.
And
That's what-
I know his dad and everything in here. Why did I say Adam? I don't know why, because I know Brian. I knew Brian when he was this big.
Yep.
So anyway, Brian, I'm sorry. Adam was on last month,
think he was, yeah.
was, and that's kind of was in the back of my mind. Anyway, so Brian, I'm sorry. What's the title of this?
I can't really say it.
I know.
It's a play.
It's a mother with the hat. We'll put it
I
that.
always say MotherF with the hat.
Yeah,
It's,
whatever. Yeah.
It's by Stephen
we all
Adley
know what it
Gregarious.
means. We all know what it means.
It's a great little play that has not been done anywhere in the area.
Okay, is this the premiere?
It's a regional premiere, yeah.
Regional, I'm sorry. Okay.
And the playwright Stephen Adley Gregarious is actually an U Albany graduate.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he's moving up the rungs of successful playwrights. He's actually nominated for a Tony this year. He won a Pulitzer last year for one of his plays. So his stuff is getting more and more recognized.
Really? Wow.
Fantastic playwright. Fantastic.
So this play is about addiction. It looks like there's a little conflict in there as well. So tell me about it.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Are you a bad guy or are you a good guy?
Yes.
yes, yes to both. Yes. It's about, like somebody quoted, said it was a unromantic romantic comedy. So there
Oh,
is.
it's a comedy.
Oh yes.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
there's love, there's addiction, and so my character, his name is Jackie, and he's an ex-con who is trying to do better. He's trying to turn his life around and do right by his girlfriend, who is still addicted to.
Oh,
to
okay, so
drugs.
it is about addiction.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't know when
Well-
you meant addiction meaning addicted to a person or addicted to a
Well,
drug. Or,
addiction is the essential theme. Like all the characters
Are addicted to
something in their own right.
Whether it's substance or alcohol or the fact that David and I talked about Jackie's addiction to the feeling of being loved. All of us.
and that
you know,
is an addiction.
Yeah, or the feeling of being accepted is you can get addicted to anything. So the addiction plays into what these characters are going through on a day-to-day basis, and it creeps into almost identifying them as a human being,
Right.
and what it means to get past your addiction to keep living. We talked about that a lot in rehearsals.
Yeah, you got to get motivation in order to understand the character as well.
Yeah, and they do that. We have a great cast. We have
So
a
who's in the
phenomenal
cast?
Well, David Quinones.
Okay.
Uh,
He's in the cast. Oh, that's why you brought him.
Siobhan Shea,
She's been on the show.
Yes, she
before.
has.
She's very good.
James Alexander, I'm pretty sure he's been on the show.
Yep.
You had to move a camera when he was on it because he's about 7 feet tall. We have Victoria Nieves and Danny Perez as well.
Okay. And these are all is this all out of Patrick's acting class? Or
Well, we held open auditions.
Open audition. Okay.
And we got some really talented people come out, but these people just fit the roles the best.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the first time I've ever precast a role, and I precast David and Siobhan because when I
Because
read
you
this
knew he
play,
was going to be perfect.
I
for
knew
it.
this, and we put that out. And we said, look, these two roles are precast. I mean, you see the show. They're absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Everybody's perfect in their role.
The exciting thing is that this is going to be held, and I love what Harbinger does because they perform at different places, whether it's at like Sage or where.
Sand Lake Center for
different
the
places.
Arts.
And but they're going to do it at the Civic, Albany Civic, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
Which is I call my home theater.
I know it is.
I've done so much stuff there. I love directing in that space. I've loved acting in that space, but that space is
You're
near
a
and dear to my
talented
heart.
man, my
Well, thanks.
friend.
But yes, Albany Civic Theater. It's on 2nd Avenue in Albany. We opened the 16th. It's every project we do is like, you gotta come see the show. You gotta come see the show. You gotta come see the show.
Okay. So we talked about when it is. When the
We open June 16th.
16th. Okay, good. And they get tickets at the door.
You get tickets at the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
What age group would you say?
I would say
Adult.
late teenager to adult.
Okay.
Um,
I'm just guessing.
well, but our,
I don't want to be presumptuous.
Oh, it's a
but-
fantastic family comedy.
audiences change. The youth can handle a lot more than I think we give them credit to
Yeah.
for. But it's extreme strong language.
Okay.
I mean, the title alone has a
Yeah, I kind of guessed that.
It is the
Yeah.
tip of the iceberg.
Just guessing there.
Yeah.
But we also live in a society where children are finding substances earlier and earlier in their lives.
Oh yeah.
So it could be a good message for, I wouldn't say like preteens, but like, I would say 15 plus probably.
You hear it on the bus, you hear it everywhere,
Yeah.
and it's like I was just watching cable, and it was like I was surprised, but it was there, and I'm so used to it, it doesn't make any difference to me anymore.
And another great thing about this play is I'm a white guy directing the play, but this is another great thing about the play is this is a vehicle for Latinx
Okay.
performers to be seen on stage, and I can't really talk to them
How
about that,
important?
but it is important. I mean, we have, in my opinion, David is one of the best actors in the area.
Yeah.
And he gets cast no matter what.
Thank you.
But we have a cast of characters who are, we're not doing an all-white cast here. Where people of color are being presented on stage, which
But
we
that's
need.
what Patrick is about. When he
100%.
picks, I love Patrick, and I think that when he came on the show and said, "I'm bringing the cast of Men in Boats," they were all women.
It's all women. Yeah. They're all women.
Whoa! Wait a minute. Do I have to write play?
And that's part of Harbinger's initiative is to represent underrepresented performers in stories. These
Right.
stories are just as important as Death of a Salesman, as The Crucible. There's so much more
Well, we've
stories.
seen them, and there's nothing wrong with the classics. There's
No,
nothing wrong.
not at all. Not at all.
But we have to be open to new playwrights, because if we're only looking at classics, we miss an entire assembly of great playwrights.
And you're not learning anything further, which this play.
But we do
can.
like Shakespeare, come on.
You do.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll
I
stick with him.
But it's a really important show. It's a really great show. It is funny. It's dramatic. And I implore you to come check out this play.
So now, is this a show of redemption?
There's redemption in it. Yes, definitely. We cross the gamut. I like to say it's very easy to say it's a show about addiction, but it's literally about the human condition and how we continually get in our own way. We're constantly tripping over our own feet. Not just these characters. Brian trips over his own feet from day to day. Now that I have a baby, I'm constantly tripping.
I know.
I am aware of it,
And
too.
falling
I see
asleep.
the pictures
Yeah.
on Facebook.
But the human condition and being able to stay alive and maintain homeostasis is the hardest thing we're going to do while we're here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is the crux of it. That's what
I'd like to bring up the picture. I don't know, Raymond, if you can bring up a picture of the entire cast, because it has, I like the fact that there were names there so that you could see who the people are.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, I think. That's a photo, right? Can you
Yep.
just kind of run through those? Who's on that?
Go ahead, David. You got this.
Starting from left to right.
The Coco Melon in the middle there, that's me.
Okay.
David.
You're in the middle.
And then you have Siobhan Shea to my left, and then Danny Perez, fantastic actor, is on my right. And then you have James Alexander and Victoria are behind me.
Yeah, James been on my show, yeah.
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 And it's a really great ensemble piece. They're working wonderfully
They work
together.
well together.
Yep, we're doing things a little differently with this show. I didn't block the show. The actors kind of just moved around and it came organically.
Isn't that exciting when that happens?
Yeah, it was
Brian?
very exciting. It was nerve-wracking because I've never tried it.
It's interesting though
Yeah.
too, because every rehearsal we discover something new. Because every rehearsal is a different it's a different show
It's a
in terms
different
of
show.
in terms of blocking.
You don't know
we're
what
doing.
it's going to be when it gets on
Yeah,
stage,
and
right?
then we just figure it out as we go, and it's actually been kind of freeing
Yeah,
in a
great.
sense, and you get to really it helps you to inform your character, and you find new choices can be made, and it's I've actually really enjoyed it.
It tells me a lot about what you said, because what it tells me is that you got into the characters and you kind of felt how they would have moved.
Mhm.
It wasn't like Brian saying, okay, you're going to stand there and then you come over here, and then you knew from the dialogue
Yeah.
and the feeling from the other characters in the play how you would behave.
Mhm.
That's a talent that you have brought together.
Well, thanks.
No, I
It was
mean,
it's fun, and I thought it was a perfect piece
and you've
to
allowed
try
it,
Yeah.
Brian. You've allowed it. That's the important thing.
Well, theater is trust.
Yeah.
And if you cast, I read this great book a long time ago by John Jory, and he said casting is 99% of the deal. And if you have a great cast and they're willing to work, and they're willing to discover things about themselves and the character, you're gonna have a good product. And we have a good product.
Yeah, a lot of quotes coming out of Judi Dench about acting. If you've read any of those since she passed away, and her acting thing, she really talks about the soul of acting. You don't have to write everything down. You got to have it in here inside.
You gotta be in the core.
Thank
Yeah.
you both. I hope you break a leg. Well, not really. Everybody
Thank you.
says that,
Thank
know.
you.
But I know you're going to do a great job, and I'm going to try and get over and see it, because it sounds like a really fun, interesting play,
Yeah.
even if I can't pronounce the name of the play.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you both for being here. We're going to switch right over here, and I have guests that I know. Joann has been on my show before a long time ago, I think.
See you again.
Yes, good to see you. And then a brand new, Aaron, you're brand new on the show, I think. Have you been on before? I looked you up to see if you were on before.
If it was back in 2008 when I worked at Proctor's when we were doing a new play festival. That might have been at your other location.
Yeah, that might be 2008, because we didn't come here until 2010.
So possibly, if not, I helped organize it. So I was affiliated in some way.
Yeah, I know, because I saw the name and I says, I know, has he been on the show? And I looked, I have a database, so I looked it up and I didn't see it, but that doesn't mean that you weren't on and I forgot to type it in or something, you know how that goes. I've never made a mistake before, maybe. So anyway, and we have you're on the board of directors of Amorak, I'm saying that right?
Yep.
It's a youth group,
Yes.
right? And Kathleen, you're a doctor, you're a physician, correct? So you must have a good feel for youth and how they should get enriched.
Yes, I'm a retired.
Is that a good word to put?
Yes.
Tell me about what it does, what you do there.
So Amorak Youth is a group that provides free programs in the arts and science and community service and outdoor education for kids in the Warren, Washington, and northern Saratoga counties.
Okay.
And all our programs are free so that there's never
They're
a
all
barrier
free,
for
okay.
kids
I
to
looked at your website, I was quite impressed with it. And we want to bring Joann in here because she's your
Yes.
music director, is that right?
That is correct. I came in, Bob Bates was my songwriting partner and my bandmate and my best friend for 40 years. And when he passed, he was the teacher. He taught everything. He taught drums, keyboards, every string instrument. When he passed away, there went other instructors. And so,
Oh,
because he
okay.
was the instructor.
He was the
He
man.
taught everything. And so I came in just to try to keep things going. They asked me to be the music director, and I kind of, we renamed it the Bob Bates Amorak Players in his memory. And then I just
Oh,
kind of.
that was lovely.
Yeah, and then I reconstructed the program because for me, it's imperative for a student to not just learn how to play an instrument, but it's important for them to learn how music works. And even more importantly, they need to learn how music works, how instruments work together.
Okay, good.
Which brings them to a band situation of how band members work together.
Mhm.
If you don't work together, you sound like a garage band.
And we had a band
And
on
you
it,
saw
and
how
you
they-
saw how well they worked
The
together.
harmonies and the fills, and so.
And you're a musician, so you would have appreciated
I
that.
am,
I thought
yes,
about that
yes.
when they were playing. I
And
thought,
we're
oh,
very
Joann.
familiar with each other.
Yeah.
We've played together for years and years
Yeah.
and years. So it was wonderful to run into them again. Yeah, so we're hoping for, our goal is that when these students become proficient on their instruments, that they can literally be in any situation and be able to join right in it. They understand music well enough and how to play and interact with each
It's
other.
an
well
education.
enough.
You're doing an overall education. But
Absolutely.
we have someone from the Glove Theater, right?
Yes.
Well, you're the Gloversville Theater
Corporation,
Yeah.
also known as the Glove Theater. So I'm on the board there.
And you work with Joann?
I do actually. I have known Joann. Our mothers lived in the same building in the 70s, so she's kind of a de facto mother, and I've gone to many of her concerts growing up. So earlier this month, we did a show that was all about Wonder Women, all about women empowerment, and it was an idea that I had. Focusing solely on women accomplishments, women MC, honoring women movers and shakers within the Fulton County community, and realized while we can show movies, while we can show acts that come in, there's some logistics that are needed from putting a concert together and bringing artists from different areas. And no one on the board or our current staff had that skill set. Joann had agreed to be one of the players, and I had asked her to kind of help wrangle, serve as that organizer, as that producer, and she gratefully said yes. So it was great working with her. We had a great turnout, and incorporated a lot of great individuals from the area, and we're hoping that it will become kind of a yearly event.
A yearly event, yeah.
Yeah.
So we have we've heard about the 6 degrees of separation, but we have you with the Amorak. She's been with Amorak helping, and then now you work together. Are you working with the Gloversville?
I hadn't heard of them till today, so.
So
no,
now you know.
not yet.
Now you know that
Yeah.
maybe there's a connection there somehow.
Having been involved in theater, I left the area, actually worked.
So you were at Proctor's. I knew that.
Yeah,
there was
actually,
something, connection
I
there.
worked with Philip. I worked very closely with Karen Johnson,
Yeah.
with Dan Sheehan, with Chris Sheehan.
And they're all up there except for Karen.
Exactly, but I learned a lot of, I think, my professional career I learned from her, and have utilized, I think, her methodology and Philip's methodology coming back to the Glove Theater, as I now work there as an urban planner. and Karen Johnson
Yeah, you
actually
have two jobs, actually.
Yeah, and Karen actually did go to RPI to get her urban planning degree.
Yeah.
So we do have a strategic plan right now in place where we're starting to partner with regional and local arts organizations. That's not to say that Amorak won't be brought into the fold a year and a half from now, but looking at moving forward, just this year we have received over $4 million from the state of New York, $2 million restore grant, 1.993 million, where we had actually Governor Hochul on the stage. It's the first time a governor had visited the city since Mario
Amazing.
Cuomo.
Yeah.
So while the Glove Theater had kind of been around, there had been some connections with Proctor's. There was a stage production of Evita that happened in the early 2000s. It just so happens that that paperwork is still there of the original vision of the board of directors. And it just so happens that the city's mayor happens to be the original board director. So we've been able to get a lot of feedback back and forth.
I see your Gloversville, what you're doing is not just a movie theater. What you're doing is almost becoming a performing arts center.
Yeah. Certainly, given the element with the Shine industry, the Shine family, that being sort of their center of their enterprise, think of the Regal Movie Theater, but think of it from a much more localized level. But there's certainly ties to the movie industry, and we offer, free movies.
I
twice
saw
a
that,
week.
free movies. I thought, whoa, that's a really nice thing because movies are so expensive.
Yeah, and we are doing some partnerships with the Why Not Sisters, with Quintocracy, which I think is based out of
Yeah,
here.
Quintocracy, they perform here.
Yeah. Kuroka Arts Collective, and there is we do quarterly dance parties. The way that the venue is.
You're doing much more than that.
Yeah, we recently have hired a facilities manager. We hired a general manager.
So you're expanding.
We are expanding. We are expanding.
And the more you expand, the more money that comes in. So it kind of works
Yeah.
together. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're taking we're actually working with CRG, which is the same architecture firm that worked with Proctor's
There you
and
go.
SLOC and Schenectady Civic
Yeah.
on their renovations.
Yeah.
And Philip and Dan Sheehan have actually been used as consultants
Yeah,
on this. So it's been working really well.
Right. Getting back to Amorak, because the youth group, do you use volunteers or?
We use volunteers, and we also pay program directors depending on what the program is and what kind of needs there are.
Like she's doing the music, but you have other programs that you're
Right,
working.
right. We have science and nature programs. We work with the Hudson Falls and Fort Edward Rec departments to offer those during the summers. This one's going to be called The Secret Life of Trees. So kids
Secret
can find
Life of
out
Trees, I love
why
that.
fish need trees. Yep. And we've had programs that we've worked with BOCES, the Warren, Washington, Hamilton County BOCES.
Yeah, there's
And-
BOCES in every county. Yeah.
Right, and now the Hudson Falls High School that we're calling Hudson Falls Heroes, and it's to introduce the teenagers to all the vital volunteer organizations that are necessary for any community to thrive, like Red Cross.
So you're
Fire
really a
Department, EMS.
network. Not only do you help the kids, you also are making
Oh, yes.
them aware of other.
Yeah, we collaborate because we don't have a facility, so we collaborate with other organizations. The Strand Theater's been a big supporter of ours. Our programs, our music programs have been held there.
That's great.
And you got a great music
We,
director. Yeah.
we couldn't ask for anybody better than
Yeah.
Joann. We're so thrilled that
Yeah.
she has, we didn't think we could ever replace Bob Bates, but Joann is doing a terrific job.
Yeah.
And we've had other, like drumming circles, we've had stream programs, we've had outdoor education programs like kayaking and hiking.
So you run the whole gamut of activities for kids. Now, can any kid or I don't say kid or child. You know what I mean. Anyway, is anyone, or do they have to be underserved, or?
No, it's anyone, and it's school age, so we're not doing the under fives and we're not doing the over 18s. But
Oh, okay.
it's
So
a
you're doing
kids.
school age program. Do you work with the schools?
Well, in some of the programs we do, the Hudson Falls Heroes this fall will be with the Hudson Falls High School. So sometimes it's with a school, sometimes it's with an organization like the American Legion. Sometimes it's with artists that have their own programs that we ask them to run a program for us literally in art, or clay, or some media.
But you said there's no charge, right? So
Right.
where do you
we get grants. We apply for
You're
grants.
nonprofit, so you have a board of directors,
Right,
which
we
of
have
course
a
you're on the board.
directors, Nonprofits. We have a wonderful angel in Frank Smith who used to live in Hudson Falls and has been supporting our programs, especially the music program,
Okay.
for many, many years. And we get grants from LARAT, the Tuba Foundation, the Glens Falls Foundation, Stewart Shops, Hannaford, Adirondack Trust, a lot of different.
So you get a lot of community support.
Right.
And then the more you do and the more visibility that you have, the more money that comes in.
It builds
Just-
confidence in the community to want to participate, donate.
Exactly.
And the better that.
They wanna
the
show
better
their
we do,
presence.
the better
Yeah.
they do, and then the better they do, the better we do. So,
Well, it's all about working together.
absolutely.
Whether you're working with a theater, whether you're working
Absolutely.
at Amorak.
It's an
I mean,
orchestra, right?
and I think
It's
we
all an
found that
orchestra
out.
Working together.
I think we found that out when money got tight and people realized, organization felt that we can't duplicate services, but we can work together. I'll do better on this one, you do better on that one, and then we'll work together.
With
I
the
mean,
music program, not only are the instructions no charge, but if the student doesn't have an instrument, we will provide them with an instrument.
Really?
And we do, and we encourage them to learn more than one instrument. Not that they have to become proficient on both instruments, but it's our goal, like I said, to teach them how instruments work together. So we have a drummer, for example, his name is Miles Robertson, and he's also learning bass because I want him to understand in a band the relationship between the drums and the bass.
Anytime you can learn a second skill, you know, it
Yeah.
makes you more appreciative of
Yeah.
what the others are
And
doing.
it makes them more marketable if they want to do that as a living.
Exactly.
And we
I
really
wanna-
want young people to explore different things.
Exactly.
And the last 3 years have been so hard on children, and they've had so little opportunity
I know.
to be in a group, to be with
Who
each
would have
other.
expected the pandemic? No,
Right.
not you, not me. You know, it was one of those things that just cropped up, and then they say, "Well, there could be another one." Oh, yeah, thank you. Oh, well, I better not throw out those masks. So, I want to thank you all for being here. Erin, it's good to see you again.
Good
You
to
have a
see
different-
you.
Different hat on. There.
Yeah.
And Joann, you need to come on sometime and play some music with us.
I would
Yeah,
love to.
Yeah,
Thank you,
love
Ann.
to have you on. Kathleen, thank you for coming and taking some time out of your busy schedule. And I'm sure that you devote a lot of time to Amorak. And thank you for what you do for the youth. Very important. Thank you. Thank you all for being
Right.
here.
Thanks, Ann. You
We're gonna
take care of
switch.
yourself.
Yeah, we're gonna switch over and talk about art. Hey, more art here. And you've got a contest coming up, art contest, right, Craig?
Yes,
You've been on before. I'm sure you were so busy with the Kids Art Festival.
Yes.
But anyway, tell me about this art contest and how the kids can get involved, or anybody can get involved.
Anybody can get involved. Yes, this is
I was talking kids over here, see, so I kind of got my head there.
Exactly. So this is open to all ages and all abilities. And I wanted to try to promote a catch-all
Oh, okay.
of art.
Something that we don't really have.
Right. When you think of art, when I thought of art contests and promotions of art, I usually think of visual arts, paintings, maybe some sculptures and things like that. But I wanted to start an art contest, which I started back in 2020, to open it up to music, to poetry, to short stories, to anything.
So is this going to be like in different classes? In other words, I don't mean class like sitting down, but in different classifications, I guess I want to say. So you have the visual arts, you have the written arts, you have the something else, three-dimensional arts. I don't know.
Right,
I'm
yeah.
making this up as I go along.
Right now, no. And the reason is, like, for example, with music, we're short on music. Like, over the last 3 years, we do get a handful of songs. But I wanted to try to avoid the winner of the poetry category
Oh, okay.
and the only entrant in the poetry category
Gotcha.
is George or whatever it is.
George
So
made it. He made it to the top. Of
Yes,
course, he was
that's
the only
right.
one, but it was
So I
okay.
wanted to say, like, if there are, 5 great short stories, which there have been some fantastic shorts. I I've fallen in love with short stories. I've never loved short stories before I started this contest. So if there are 5 fantastic short stories that are better than anything else, the 5 short stories
Might win.
Wins. Yeah, win. So and plus I want to expand my own mind about art and become more well-rounded in judging art, which is an important.
Are you the only
part.
judge? Are you the only judge?
No, that's
Okay.
a great question. At first I tried to get a couple of my friends to help me judge that, were artsy, and first I learned very quickly to pick the right person to judge.
Yeah,
That's
well.
a little timely with the judging. So last year, for example, I had 12 judges.
Oh, you did? That's
Yes,
good. That's
because I
good.
didn't want
That's
it
a
to
good
be,
thing.
I have limited exposure to art as everybody does, and I wanted to see what other people liked, and I didn't want to, be the person judging. For example, my friends have entered into the art contest,
Yeah,
and now if I'm the only one judging and they
And
win,
I don't pick them. Oh, ouch.
or don't pick them,
Yeah.
right? So,
Or
no.
if you do pick them, and then it's nepotism, right?
Yes, exactly. So it's a pickle. So I got 12 judges, different community-oriented people, business owners, people that are into the arts, other artists, other people that run not-for-profits, professors of art. So I wanted to, plus I wanted to get a well-rounded judging of the art.
Are these all amateurs? Or
They
can be
are
anybody?
all amateurs.
I mean, if they
yes.
sold a piece, they're no longer eligible?
They are eligible. They are eligible. And I say amateur, and certainly there is I sold a painting for $100, back in 2012. Am I still eligible?
Oh, I see.
Yes, you are
Yeah,
still
yeah, yeah,
eligible.
yeah. Gotcha.
So I don't have a clearly defined, you are professional and you are amateur, but the people have been entering.
Just enter your contest. Okay,
Yes,
now,
enter the
how do
contest.
they enter?
They enter online at Electric City Arts with an S, because I wanted to emphasize
Arts.
it's all arts.
Many.
Electric City Arts Contest.org.
Okay.
And there's instructions on there. Everything is done online. It's all digital. So you send me a
A
link.
picture or a play or whatever
Exactly.
you do. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So, but we've had videos. We've had a music video one last year.
That's a
You
great
know, from
idea.
Dirty Sweater Productions. The first year, Lilith, this student from Union College, won with a stop motion that was
I know,
very
yeah.
intricate, and it was
Like
about
Jason and the
Argonauts.
Yeah, Argonauts.
Yes.
Yeah. I was going to say astronauts, and I said, no, that's wrong.
That should be a stop motion. Jason and the Astronauts. Yes. So, but I was very happy about that. Anybody that has an association with the Capital District, students that are at Union College, I've had good showing from
Yeah.
Union College where I went to college. People that used to live here.
How are you getting the word out? I mean, here, of course, but how
Here.
else are you getting the word out? Do you have flyers or?
I have flyers that
That
I
you give to
mostly put up in
schools, okay.
Schenectady, but I've been contacting schools.
Okay.
To try to get the word out. Last year I had 99 entries,
Oh, really?
which was a great showing. This year, last year I did 2 free entries per person. This year I want to expand it a little bit more. I want to have 1 free entry per person, which sounds like not expanding, but
You're going to get more people.
we're going to get more people. Yes, exactly. And if somebody has a second
A
piece
variety.
that they really want to show, it's
They
only
can let their
$5.
husband or daughter.
No, that's wrong. But $5, only $5 for the second entry. So, but I wanted to get a bigger variety of people. Plus, the interesting thing was last year, a friend of mine who entered the contest entered 2 great pieces, and he didn't win because the judges felt like they didn't want to pick 2 pieces from one person.
So they didn't pick either one.
No, they picked him,
Oh,
but
they
they
did.
split his vote because the pieces were so similar.
Oh, I see. What
And
you
I'm
mean.
like, if you just entered one piece, you would have won.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I got you.
Right. So this started back in 2020 with the pandemic, because my first thought was, the pandemic is kind
People
of
are doing their stuff at home, so they must be doing some art or
It's good.
writing or something.
it's kind of good for artists.
Yeah.
Now you have all this time, and even if your friend calls you up and wants to go to a party, you have a reason to say no.
Yeah.
So it's really been quite a cool experience.
Yeah.
It's bringing
I'm-
people
I'm
out of
glad-
their living
I'm
room.
glad you're doing this.
Yeah.
Because not
so
many
am I.
people are really. I mean, you do hear about like the Stockade Art Show,
Right.
where they have the best in the in show or something like that,
Right.
and they do give a prize. But this is different. I think this is really different because you're bringing in literature and you're bringing in, the visual arts and the video, and
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
I can't think of anything that isn't included.
Yes, I mean, if somebody came to me with some art form that I never heard of before, I mean, if it was original, I would say yes. Let's
So
let's get
if
it.
I was a ballet dancer,
Yes,
could I have someone videotape me doing Swan Lake and submitting?
yes, absolutely. Well,
I don't do ballet. Don't worry about it. You won't have to
so
vote for me.
I would have to expand my knowledge base about choreography and original
I'm just
choreography.
asking, I'm just
Yes,
asking.
the answer is yes. That's absolutely, absolutely. We strongly encourage original art.
Yeah.
We strongly
Well, I
encourage.
was just thinking that'd be the most outside my comprehension of art, but
Right.
dance is an art form.
Dance is definitely an art form. What I've had in the past is people have had like videos, and they've had audio tracks over those that are popular songs.
Got to be careful of that.
And then I say no, because it's we're getting into copyright.
No.
And I would much rather have somebody just
Original.
or have an original song over their original video, and then the originality comes into play, and that to me deserves more credit.
But you are teaching them, but here, Craig, you are teaching them that there is intellectual property.
Yes,
And that what they're doing is also intellectual property.
yes.
See,
Yes.
and we're so easy. I know that I had a girl on the show once, and she says, "Well, I want to sing a song," and I says, well, "Okay." So she wanted to play an original song by Beyonce, we'll say,
Yes.
and sing along with Beyonce.
Right.
And she thought nothing of that, and I said, "You can't do that."
Right. And that perhaps, with you was the first time she was exposed to, an artist does something, and
You can't take
that is kind of their intellectual property.
Yeah, and you
and
can't
it's worth
just sing
something.
along with them while you're playing their music and you sing with them. No, that doesn't work.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
I mean, she was young. I have to say this,
Yeah.
and I gave her a lesson in that. So intellectual property is very important.
Yes, and artists want to be recognized, and artists want to earn a living, and the way for artists to earn a living is to hang on to that intellectual property.
So enter the contest. You do anything artsy, no matter what you want to call art,
Yes.
do it. Whether you painted the Sistine Chapel, there you go, right?
And I can't-
Michelangelo could join you.
Exactly. I can't wait to see you doing Swan Lake. Okay? I'm sure it's going to go right to the top.
I was going to go right to the top if I do it. Craig, thank you so much for being here.
Okay.
Check out his website. We're going to talk now with the Rotary. Oh my goodness. Hi. So good to see you, Nicholas. You've been on before.
I have a
Yes,
few times
you have.
now.
Yeah,
it's
we're
good
going to
be
talk cornhole. That's where you have to get the bag in the little hole over there.
You got it.
Are they good at it?
Is who good at it?
Is anybody good at
Yeah, quite well. There's a whole league of professionals that play.
it? Get out.
Yeah. So it's definitely.
This is something I think the kids do, but no.
It is. It's becoming a growing sport, though. There's people that
it is. I know that. I'm being facetious a
Are
little
you?
bit here. Lisa, you're the of the Rotary, Schenectady Rotary. You're the president-elect.
Yeah,
You got a good mentor over here.
I do. Big shoes to fill.
Yeah. So so you're raising money and you're doing this now. Tell me how people would. Do you go in alone? Do you go as a team? I know nothing about cornhole except that there's a hole and I got to get something in it.
Yeah, so I'll defer to Lisa. So Lisa's running the fundraising efforts this year.
Okay.
So she is much more knowledgeable. on what's
Okay,
going on
Miss
this year.
Knowledgeable over
Yeah.
here. You're going to tell us all about it. And are you good at it?
I am not.
Oh,
I
okay.
am not.
I'm glad to
but
hear
it is-
that.
It is fun. But the great thing about this tournament is there are going to be 4 different divisions ranging from novice to your backyard player all the way up to professional. So
And
there's-
this is a tournament, right?
It is a regional tournament through the American Cornhole League, and it's
I
going.
had no idea there was an American Cornhole
There
League.
is, and there are local professionals even here.
I'm
and
so glad to hear that.
The event will be run by Adirondack Cornhole, so this is their event that we're working with them to put
Okay.
this on. So it's a very well-run professional event that's open to everybody of all ages.
So anybody can come in because you're raising money. You don't care. Come on in whether you can play or not.
Well, that's why we have the 4 brackets. So even you could sign up, and you're not going to put yourself against a pro. You can be in a bracket.
I hope not.
Exactly.
You wouldn't want. So tell me, okay. So I got this bag. How far away is that hole?
I think it's 25 feet.
That's a good question. It is. It's 25
It's
or
25 feet.
25.
I'm not a cornhole professional either, which is why we contracted with
25
Adirondack
feet.
Cornhole.
I couldn't
to
hit
be
the
our
side of a barn with that.
yeah. It's a distance. Yeah.
That's-
And then there's the long shot, which what did we do? 50 feet for that last time?
Oh,
So-
stop.
No, people
Yeah.
were doing it. Like, It was
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
This is like being at the Scottish Games.
There you go.
Trying to get the hay over the thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You had asked too about singles or if you need to bring a team, and there are brackets for both. So you can come as an individual or you can come with a partner.
That's really, so how do you pay individually or as a team?
You register individually. But
Individual.
one person registering can register a team, or individuals can register by
Okay,
themselves.
and you're raising money.
We are.
What are you raising it for?
We're raising it. We're partnering with the Schenectady City School District. As part of the school district has put together this initiative called the Schenectady Community Schools, where they've identified 5 schools.
I think you're doing Keene, right?
Yep, they are 5 elementary schools that have been identified as community schools. So we have partnered with them
What's
to
a
build.
community school?
So a community school becomes like a hub for the community. It's a place where there's a space within the school that is really owned and managed by community members. It'll provide a space for the delivery of medical, mental health, and dental
Oh,
services.
okay, so it's a hub.
It's a hub. There'll be a clothing closet, food pantry, tech resources.
I had no idea.
There'll
I
be-
wondered what that meant when you said community. Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, I
Enrichment
know.
programs will be run out of that.
And I know
hub.
Cornhole now. I'm good.
Absolutely. It's gonna have a full kitchen, washer, dryers, all for the use of the community members.
Washers and dryers?
Everything,
Yeah.
right? Because there's a belief that students do best when their social and emotional needs are being met, and
Wonderful.
we're better to deliver it to the school that they all have access to. And this is open to the students and their families.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, we're-
Why did I just hear about this now?
Right?
I don't know. Well, we're here. That's what we're here to advocate for and to raise funds so that we can put this room together for a school out of the 5.
So it doesn't exist at this point. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Well, there's a space there.
There's a
Yeah,
space.
it's not put together.
Okay.
Correct. So, it doesn't-
So it's not working. It's not a working.
Correct.
Yep.
So the rooms exist. We're going to be renovating them.
Now you have to go in there and you're raising the money.
Right.
Oh, this is a wonderful project.
And we're
very
very
much
excited.
so. Yeah, and it's grown significantly.
So how much do you need?
We're our goal right now is $25,000.
Okay, and what do you expect to get from the?
Oh, we're going all the way to
That's the goal for
$25,000.
this one event. It's 25,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that'll get your washers and dryers and stuff.
Washers and dryers, stoves, refrigerators, microwaves, furniture, decor.
Some paint. We need paint, right?
We need paint.
Yeah.
We need volunteers too.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah,
and be
it's-
sure to check with Habitat for Humanity because they got some really good buys there with brand new stuff. You
We're
know?
very fortunate because their director is a member of our Rotary Club.
There you go.
So
See, I mean,
connections are
that's
being
what,
made.
this is what we call networking. That's working together to get the most for your dollar.
100%.
Because I think we have to look at that a little bit more closely than we did in the past when money was a little bit more available. Now you're having to kind of get raise the money and do it. Now, what happens if you get 30,000?
We'll do more. We'll do more, or we'll use it to fund additional projects. Schenectady Rotary is focused on service projects relating to education. We have a long history of being mentors in schools, of having put together the Journey to Success program.
Journeys to Success, tell me about that.
It was a program that was put together between our Rotary Club and the Steinman's Career and Leadership Academy through Schenectady High School. It started off as just a clothing room and became a mentorship program as well.
That's wonderful. Yeah. So the Rotary is really, I mean, we always know it's a service organization, but it seems as though you've gotten more projects than ever.
We become more focused, and to your point, what happens if we raise more? Well, we're partnering with 1 of 5 schools. So if we raise more, we can do more. What we're doing right now is not the totality of needs. So if we can, as we grow in the community, we can really become a go-to resource to help foster more education, support children. And so, yeah, we've got more focus, which gives us more of a clarity on what projects and stuff that we work towards.
And the more you work with the youth, the more the outcome expected would be that they'll be responsible adults.
Yeah, we're investing in the future of our community. If you look at how the youth are going today, it's a good pulse on how our community and our society is functioning. And right now, we're not doing well. The mental state of our children are not in the best place.
Of course, the COVID did not help.
It didn't help, and it's put a lot of strain on children in many different
parents
areas.
besides. I mean, they didn't know how to teach the kids. They didn't know.
Exactly.
And they had to work, whether they were working at home or who knows. I mean,
Hence the community aspect. It goes beyond just the children. It goes to also helping the families as well.
Exactly.
We're all quite affected.
Well, we need organizations like yours. So maybe you'd like some new members.
You must have been reading my mind, because that's literally what I was thinking. I was going to do a plug. I kid you not. Yeah, we're looking for new members. Absolutely.
So tell me about it.
Yeah, well, part of our focuses and what we've developed also with membership is starting to do membership events. So we had one recently at Frog Alley, where we just had a casual setting for people to get used to the membership, Rotary, not being such a structure.
Introduction.
Yeah, so you come to a meeting, it's more structured, so maybe it's a little intimidated. Or
Sometimes it is.
It's all business, yeah. Yeah, if we're meeting at a bar, have a drink or two, a little laid back, talk about Rotary in a more casual setting. And so we want to do more of those to get people to see more of what's about.
So can anyone join the Rotary? I mean, obviously not an all-male organization like you were in the past.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's open to anyone who's really community-minded and is ready to collaborate with other professionals in the community to do good and make the world a little better.
So how do they join?
They can come to one of our meetings. We meet at the Turf Tavern every Thursday.
Nice place.
From 12 to
Scotia,
1.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. They've been very kind to us. You can also email us, Schenectady Rotary Club @gmail.com. Check out our website, schenectadyrotary.org. We'd be happy to give you more information. There's applications on the website as well.
Yeah, and what is the commitment? Just quickly. Is it like a meeting every week?
We do meet every week. Not everybody makes it every week, but we do ask for members that are willing to put a little time in.
We're looking for participation, not just a check. Like you said, a lot of our focus has been around service lately. So we really are looking for people to participate.
People that are willing to do something rather than just say, oh, I belong to the Rotary. I hate that when that happens.
If you want to give back to the community, you're really looking to get involved, then it's a great place to be.
So there is a commitment to be a doer.
Yeah. There's also an opportunity to be involved. Like, Rotary's built from the ground up. So as a new member, you have the highest influence of what the club could do. So we're not just looking for new people to be a member. We're looking for new people for new minds, new ideas, new contributions. So that's one of the things I don't think that people realize enough about Rotary. It's the newest member is the most valuable member.
Absolutely. Yeah, because the old ones are good, believe me. But I know I'm in an organization where we're trying to build our membership back up again, and we find that you really need new, I don't want to say youth, because it isn't the youth, it's new minds you want to bring in.
Of all
and it can be in any age, but a new mind coming in is what, because you end up kind of being like.
And diversity, like you said before, Rotary used to be an all-male club, and it's not anymore.
I was just digging you a little bit.
It's been a long time.
Because we have members that have been around long enough where they were a member when that was so, and so we are. Actually, I think our club is about almost 50-50 now.
Yeah.
Women to men.
Right, and we're definitely looking to expand not just the range of ages or gender, but range of experiences. The more
Good.
different skills people bring in, the more we can accomplish together.
Okay, well, I guess they're giving me a signal. Don't go anywhere. I'm just going to say who's coming on next in July. We got so much going on. We got the Bunbury Players coming on. We have the Daughters for Hire, which I was not familiar with, but I'm going to learn about that. We've got the Schenectady Civic Players coming on, the Stockade Garden Tour, Styled and Merged. We got lots of things going on, and even I believe the Controlled Chaos is coming on as well. So we got a lot going on. I tell you, I love doing this.
It shows.
I have a lot of fun. I don't know about the rest of you, but I have a lot of fun doing this. And I want to thank Nicholas for being here. And it's funny, I went to type your name and I wrote down Nicholas Cage. And I go, ooh, that isn't right. It's Nicholas Clay. But I just typed it. I go, what? Where did that come from? And I go, oh, yeah, I know, Nicholas Cage. And Lisa, I want to congratulate you again on being the new president-elect. And when do you go into office?
On July 1st.
Okay, July, pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, only a few more days. Okay, thank you for watching Capital Region today. I'm Ann Pearlie, your host and producer.